outside Prime Minister Andrew Holness's Beverly Hills residence. The JCF said increased police presence was deployed in the vicinity of Holness's home amid a legitimate security threat to him and his household. The JCF said the deployment was initiated in response to credible intelligence. It dismissed claims that a raid was conducted at the residence and urged the public to act responsibly.
Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing fine. Now, there are rumors from very close sources from Jamaica that the Prime Minister Andrew Holness is under immense pressure to resign. What's not really happening here is the GLP trying to reclaim its trust from the people of Jamaica, or what's really not happening. So let's have a look at this video, then have a discussion at the end of it. Thank you so much.
Members of the House of Representatives and the Senate have thrown their full support behind Prime Minister Andrew Holness amid questions regarding his assets. The Integrity Commission's Director of Corruption Prosecutions, Keisha Prince Kamika, has ruled out criminal charges against Holness for allegedly making false income declarations. She cited insufficient evidence regarding the non-disclosure of 4 bank accounts in his assets filings. However, the Integrity Commission's investigation report into the income and assets declarations submitted by Prime Minister Andrew Holness for 2019 to 2022, which was tabled in the House of Representatives on Tuesday, raised questions about Holness's financials. The Integrity Commission flagged the movement of millions of dollars among companies connected to the Prime Minister, which it said had not been fully explained. It also found that several companies connected to Holness filed nil tax returns despite reporting income for 2021 and 2022. The Commission referred its report to the Financial Investigations Division, saying there can be no finality in the certification of assets for 2019 to 2022 without further probe. But Holness has rejected the findings of the report.
I have worked hard. You know, people just see the achievements. Yeah. They don't know the hours, the nights, the hard work. They don't know. I have worked hard, wisely, and honestly to achieve whatever I have. I never had a gold spoon, and I have never depended on the public purse.
At a press conference on Thursday, opposition leader Mark Golding said the inability of the Integrity Commission to certify the Prime Minister's statutory declaration was a serious blot on the country's image.
It is untenable for our Prime Minister not to be in good standing with the country's Integrity Commission. We cannot go on like this. The Prime Minister must step aside now or call fresh elections so that the people have the chance to elect a new government that can take our country out of this mess.
The opposition People's National Party has called for Holness to step down immediately. However, Jamaica Labour Party JLP spokesperson Juliet Cuthbert-Flynn has rejected the call as desperate and unwarranted.
You know, I understand that the PNP out of desperation wants to see the back of the most impactful and, dare I say, positively consequential Prime Minister that Jamaica has seen in recent times. This is a Prime Minister who has skillfully led our country through multiple crises and have not been implicated in unbecoming or any unlawful conduct. I also expect some PNP affiliated groups which position themselves as civil society to shortly echo the same call of the PNP. However, I believe this position taken by the PNP is baseless and without merit.
As the Financial Investigations Division, FID, moves to analyze the Integrity Commission's report on Prime Minister Andrew Holness's statutory declarations, the Gleaner understands that his legal team plans to pursue a judicial review of the referral. In a release on Thursday, the FID said it received communication from the Commission earlier in the day. It said it would undertake a comprehensive analysis of the Integrity Commission's report and determine what, if any, specific area may be probed, in keeping with its mandate. However, President of the Senate, Tom Tavares Finson, has asserted that the Integrity Commission does not have the authority to refer any individual for investigation by the FID.
And I'm satisfied that the Integrity Commission has no such authority to refer any matter to any agency or competent authority to initiate an investigation. The Integrity Commission is urging the Parliament of Jamaica to support the referral of the Director of Investigations, to support that report being submitted to the FID for further investigation. I'm satisfied in my mind that the Parliament has no such authority. There is nothing in the Constitution, in the laws, and certainly not in the standing orders of the Parliament that would authorize the Parliament to refer or support the referral of any member to any agency for investigation. Indeed, if that power were to exist, it would be absurd because it would allow any majority in Parliament, for whatever reason, to refer any member to the police or any competent authority for investigation. The Parliament simply does not have that power, and for very good reason.
The People's National Party, PNP, says the specter of what it calls a frivolous lawsuit will not stop it from carrying out its duties and its constitutional responsibilities as the opposition. On Thursday, it was disclosed that Prime Minister Andrew Holness has asked his attorneys to file a defamation suit against persons who make public statements.
There's a post that Loop News Jamaica posted. It was captioned, PM's net worth increased by $51.5 million over 5 years, Integrity Commission. Then they captioned that the net worth of Prime Minister Andrew Holness grew by $51.5 million over the 5 years ending December 31st, 2021. The information is contained in an investigation report into the Prime Minister's 2021 statutory declarations, which remain uncertified. Now, over in Gleaner, they posted Integrity Commission raises conflict of interest concern over Holness and business partner who chairs UDC HHJ. They captioned that Jamaica's anti-corruption body has flagged quote-unquote significant conflict of interest concerns over Prime Minister Andrew Holness and Norman Brown's private real estate dealings and Brown's chairmanship of 2 state agencies involved in the sector. Brown, who chairs both the Housing Agency of Jamaica and the Urban Development Corporation, agencies under Holness's ministerial portfolio, holds shares in Estate Bridge Development Company alongside Holness's family.
Now, we might be asking ourselves, what's the main problem in our black countries today? What is really eating our economy up? What's really affecting most families in Jamaica and the Caribbean and in Africa? Now, the answer is simple. It's the gap between the rich and the poor, and that gap has always played a big role. Now, we have the political class, which have always brought leadership to our countries, and they have played a very big role in the gap between the rich and the poor, because when they get to power, they continue stealing instead of offering good services to the people, as it is indicated in every country's constitution that the government's biggest mandate is 1, protect the citizens of that country, 2, provide good and efficient services to the citizens of that country. Now, politicians have always managed to actually, in one way or the other, loot, kill, and bribe. In most cases, The corruption we experience in our countries is from the political class. And that's why I started by saying the biggest problem is the gap between the poor and the rich. In most black countries, 70% of the people or the families in these countries are poor, and 30% are actually, what should I say, maybe making it in the middle class and first class. Now, in this case, around 3% of these first class are politicians. And you might be asking yourself so many questions. Why can't we just one day decide as the people of these countries to bring our politicians to work? Because it seems our judicial systems have failed us. Now, there is allegations that the Prime Minister of Jamaica is under immense pressure to resign because the party thinks that its name is being tarnished. And I'll ask a simple question. The same party holds one of the biggest political class in Jamaica. So most politicians come from either GLP or PNP. And if there is something to do with corruption, I'll give it 80% to the two parties, 40%, that all these parties are corrupt. And it's just a matter of interest and who is in power and whatever they want in power. So, black brothers and sisters, we've been seeing these things happen. Now, the Prime Minister of Jamaica is being accused of gross misconduct with public resources. And that, I mean, some of his companies have been directly or indirectly linked to mismanagement of public resources. I mean, some of taxpayers' money have been used in his companies, which also brings the question of conflict of interest. When you are in government, you can't do business with government because the question of conflict of interest will come in, because you will always want to award tenders to your companies or to individuals that you know, and that will in one way or the other bring corruption or lead to corruption. So we've been seeing this happening, and this is the time the judicial system in Jamaica actually come out and brings justice to the people of Jamaica, because these people wake up early, they go around doing their business, then they are taxed, then they do not get the services because some few individuals in government actually take the money and misuse it. They buy big cars, they invest in their companies, they invest in their families, all these things that are illegal in one way or the other, because they're illegal because they are not constitutionally right. So, black brothers and sisters, however much we want to protect or we want to defend the people in power in our countries, let's remember one thing, that the enemy to ourselves is ourselves. The enemy to our progress is us, because we keep on electing the same politicians, we keep on electing the same parties day in, day out, year come, year go. And we do think these people have changed. The monkeys do not change. It's the forests that change. I mean this. The game of politics, the people in politics do not change, but the game of politics will always change. They try to change the game because you people have noticed or have realized their game. So in this case, they always try to maybe play it back, play it around, so that you people might get confused and still elect their parties and the peoples they try to bring to you. Brothers and sisters, the last time I checked, we face the same problems in the Caribbean and in Africa. However much you might try to bring a discussion or a debate about it, but the truth is The same problems Jamaicans face is the same problem Barbados people face. It's the same people the Dominican Republic people face, and it's the same problem the people in Nigeria and in Kenya face. So, however much we try maybe to single out the problems we face according to the country, some play the big role in major countries. I mean corruption, bad leadership. We've all seen this in our black countries. But the question still remains, are we willing to change our countries? Are we willing to elect good people? Are we willing to take responsibility of bad leadership in our countries, because we are the people who elect these people who are in power. So in any case something happens, we are the one to blame. So black brothers and sisters, however much we want transparency, let's change the game of politics. They have always changed the game of politics for us. It's our time now to change the game of politics. If the Prime Minister of Jamaica happens to be resigning, what next? Do you have faith in Mark Golding or any other person who will take over the speaker, or just as it's being dictated in your constitution? Do you have trust or faith of good leadership and transparency from the person who is coming in? It's not about the Prime Minister who is now, it's about the people who you are going to elect for the next few years. Will you still have faith in them? Will they actually bring the absolute change? So however much we try talking, however much we try maybe siding with bad politics or people we love in politics, it's time we rise and fight for whatever is good for our country. Good leadership, transparency is what is good for our own countries. Brothers and sisters, the change starts from the voters. The change does not start from the system. It escalates to the system. It's extended to the system, but it should start from the one who is going to vote. When you're going to vote, make sound decisions. Do not be influenced by someone else. Know someone you're going to vote for. Whatever they stand for, their policies, their manifestos, and all will be well. We pray for justice in our legal systems. Thank you so much for having taken your time to watch this video. I appreciate so much.